it has the lowest scores for a reason, and it does. And I think this is the pithiest you and I have ever been.
Yeah.
We've covered some pretty funky films.
Yeah, Van Helsing.
But I gotta tell you, but you know what's interesting with Van Helsing? The tone is so confident and singular in that. So even though it's very ill-advised at moments, I would say it's still a very singular, confident tone.
It's cohesive, right? In a way this movie isn't.
Cohesive.
Yeah.
This one loses Celine. I wouldn't say the action is as thrilling. It kills off Michael. It's not, I mean, Anna Forster's cool. Performances are fine, but it's not a cohesive.
Yeah.
And so I could make a case for I could make a case for 1, 2, and 3 as like being relatively good movies, but not 4 and 5.
No, not at all. There's things to like about them, but as a story, they're hard to get through.
4 fell in love with the 3D, which hindered the shoot and cost a lot of money, which I think really hurt the overall vibe of it. And then 5, like you said, was just hindered from Kate Beckinsale, will she, won't she? Is she back? Putting her back in. Yeah, it's just not. I keep saying it, and I just hate that I sound like I'm being a hater. But I am disappointed by it. I really am.
Yeah, same. Yeah. So I wanna ask this. Would you watch a 6th movie that came out?
Yeah,
so would I. We were like, so there's the thing that comes down to, right? So like, we're like, we didn't love this, but I'll watch a 6th movie because I am so starved for vampire werewolf action that I'll watch whatever you put in front of me.
Well, I mean, listen, there's things to like in this one, and we covered that. But I mean, I don't know. Also, real quick, I messaged you a while back, and I came up with my 5 favorite Celine moments, and I kind of wanted to read them out to you real fast.
Oh, well, I would love to hear that. I put my 5 moments for the entire series. I got confused.
Ooh. Well, everything with Bill Nighy. Okay, number 1 is... I can do this.
Okay.
Number 1 is the sword fight between Bill Nighy and Michael Sheen in 3. Because you have those two actors headlining a huge movie, and they're fighting in chains. That, I've never seen anything cooler, ever.
It is pretty ridiculous.
That is the best thing I've ever seen. 2 is Bill Nighy just wiping out that werewolf in the first one.
Ray's? Snapping his neck?
Yeah.
Oh, just my heartbreaking moment of the series.
Chumping him out. Just, and then I would also say 3 is his head slice, Victor's head slice, because that's an iconic moment. I love the floor shooting scene. No, wait. Yeah, you know what? I'll say the floor shooting because it's just kind of cool. And then 5 is the superhero landing that she gets. Those are my 5 favorite moments.
Yeah. Wow, they're all in the first one.
Uber Celine's number 5.
Okay.
I'm taking out floor shooting and putting in Uber Celine when she just wipes people out in the second one.
Yeah.
That's my 5.
Yeah, so I'll do my 5. I'm going to start with 5 actually and move forward. I've said this a couple of times. I actually think the fight scene at the end of 4 is good. The big werewolf fight scene, I like it. I think it's fun. That whole movie is really bloody, which I'm into, especially a werewolf vampire movie. Again, the plot is just WTF. Number 4 is Lucian's speech during the Lycan uprising.
Spartacus.
Yeah, speech. And because you're like, this doesn't work, but I'm into it. Number what was this? So 5, 4, 3 is Victor when he awakens and he's just like that husk of a human, and it looks so cool. And by the way, like Bill Nighy is the best in this series. Like when they got rid of when he was removed and like he's not a part of it, you can feel like the weight of everyone else. Like it just feels like it's a darker, less fun movie. Like because he
loved being a vampire.
Yeah, and it showed. He probably brought the energy of everyone else on the set. My number 2 is Michael's first transformation into hybrid vampire. I remember watching that in a theater and being like, what is this? I was so excited for it. And it's always stuck with me. It's one of my favorite film going experiences. And then my number 1 is just Kate Beckinsale. At least in the first 2 movies, she's in them. Like she's into it. Yeah. Really likes the character, and you can tell, and she's having a fun time. And she's the driving force behind this. Like, let's give her credit.
She is. And that's why I think 5 is my least favorite. And you know what I love? I think if you haven't listened to it, go listen to our Underworld Awakening episode, because you and I weren't really fans of it, but then at the end of it, we're like, why don't we love this movie? It's 80 minutes. It's wildly bloody. Like, Celine fights a gigantic werewolf. There's starving werewolves doing a car chase There's sword fights, there's blood, there's death. I mean, it is lean and mean. And I just thought it was so funny how we laughed at ourselves. Like, why don't we love this movie? Because everything about it should be loved. But yeah, I had to say that about that because
Is that true for this?
no.
No.
I was just about to say that because I don't think the action at any point is very good.
No, I mean, there's the rope scene at the beginning that's like, couldn't really tell what was happening. And then the fight scene on the water was fine. Like, I thought it was pretty cool, but there's no standout moment, honestly. Like,
No.
even David's jump, which I said is one of my favorite moments, and it is one of my favorite moments. It's like, it's not really that cool. The coolest part is when Celine shows up in a jacket.
Yeah. Destroys about 80,000 werewolves.
That's actually that's actually a point, John, or I don't know why. John's my co-host for my other podcast. Excuse me, Mark. There is a line that sort of shows how scary Celine is. She's like, I don't keep track of the number of werewolves I kill. And then Varga's like, I've killed 40. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, she's killed 40 in the first movie, probably.
Yeah. She's a monster. Celine is a monster. But yeah, this movie does lose. And even when she slices all those werewolves, she just says nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She never looks scared. She's always, I'm the baddest person in the room, or I'm resigned to whatever's going to happen to me because I've lived so long.
Remember the first one when she went up against Rage? She was like,
Yeah, I'm out of here later. And that's a great scene, right? Yeah. Like it shows, it makes you humanize with her a little bit more, or vampirize. Because she's not this Terminator.
Uh-oh. And then in the second one, when Marcus is initially attacking, like she's out of her league.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was cool. But in this one, she's just, she gets captured and then she gets, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I know that we were talking about the franchise here, but I want to move back to the singular movie. And this is a game. So like I usually bring a game to the podcast.
Ooh. And
I'm calling this one anything other than snow. So if you're in a franchise that goes like more than 3 movies, you're going to end up at snow at one point. So I'm going to ask you, would this movie be better if it took place in any of these locations?
I mean, like Star Wars, snow.
Fast and Furious, snow. It's always snow. Like snow shows up at some point. And it's not my favorite. Like it's fine as a set, but like it doesn't do a lot for me.
It's really interesting. Mission Impossible, the mountains, do they have snow?
They were in the mountains, and I don't think there was snow. No, I'm not sure. In the last one?
That's a good point. What you said is good. It's a great point.
But so would this movie have been better if it took place in the deep jungle?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because everything just felt, to keep the budget down, everything felt so manufactured. But like taking them, these vampires are never out of their element. Put them out of their element. Deep jungle.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you're really going to love this one. How about a desert?
Yeah, because I want to see the vampire wardrobes in the desert. I want to see werewolves dealing with sand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put them in the desert.
Imagine a werewolf capturing a vampire and being like, if you get out, you're in the desert. You're in the middle of nowhere. You're going to die. You need to stay here. Or like it's like a prison, like a vampire prison.
I like that.
How about a volcano?
Yeah.
That's a popular location for movies that are getting long in the tooth. They're like, let's put a volcano in it.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Fighting. Yeah. That'd be a good one. Okay. This one's a little more.
All of these days.
I know. This one's a little more cerebral. So I needed to explain it. I got the idea from watching American Ninja Warrior. So we're going to call this one Booby Trapped Temple. The idea that these vampires are in a vampire killing booby trap temple, so they can't use their powers, aren't necessarily going to pull them through. So like the ceilings are silver spikes, there's holy water, just all the things that would kill a vampire in this temple that they got to get through.
Yeah, I mean, think about National Treasure. Think about Indiana Jones, even Tomb Raider. Give me a spike trap. Predators. Give me a spike trap, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Give me a spike trap. That's all I want.
And this last one, like, I don't know about this one. Space.
Yeah.
I mean, like a better Dracula 2000. Dracula 2000 is probably better than this one.
Because think about it. Zero gravity kind of takes power away. Man, vampire versus werewolves in space. Like, where? Yes. Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Of all of those, which one's your number one? You got to pick one. So Underworld 6 is going to take place in one of these locations.
Well, I love The Mummy. I love Tremors. I love Stargate, so I'm going desert.
Desert. Oh, that's a good one. That's going. I really want a booby trap temple. I want aliens versus predator, but werewolves versus vampires in the temple, like that.
Imagine this though. They're like they go to the desert to hunt for an archaeological find that's thousands of years old that has been booby trapped.
Mm-hmm. It could be like Victor's blood, so you have a secret or some secret. I don't know. The whole blood thing makes it difficult to keep secrets.
Imagine if the predators, because they have an amazing scouting system, caught vampires and brought them to their hunting planets.
Oh, we are just making a lot of better movies.
I do love. I'm happy we did this though. I mean, this falls absolutely in line with our Universal Monsters coverage that we did. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. We have Bloodshot Mist coming up.
Yeah, well, you and I have some good ones. We have Bloodshot Mist.
We have Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Brotherhood of the Wolves, and we were saying Wolf, Brotherhood of Wolf.
You know what's funny? I say Wolf, but people say Wolf. Brotherhood of the Wolf. Wolf. Sorry.
Crick and Creek.
Wolf.
Yeah. We have Malignant, and then we talked about finishing up The Mummy, doing 2 and 3. So we have a year of content planned for the two of us. More Universal Monsters.
We should plan Malignant for September.
For Malignant anniversary?
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, look, happy to do that. I mean, that's if you can make it that long. Like I know that everyone's excited to do that episode.
Oh man! All right, yeah, we got great stuff coming up. This is gonna be awesome.
So I guess Mark, overall, were you happy that we did this series? We did the franchise.
Yeah, because I like this franchise because there's 5 movies that have it's scrappy. It's counter programming.
Mm-hmm.
It's something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I kind of enjoy the bumps and bruises of it. So yeah, I'm happy we did it. I mean, it got tough. 4 and 5 were tough for me.
But 1, 2, and 3 were good. I had a good time with those.
But also, I think I loved our discussion in 4 because I've never watched a movie that I should love and disliked it. Well, actually, Sucker Punch. I'm like, I should love this movie, but I don't. That was a fun discussion. And also this was fun too, because I think we found a good way to like say, hey, this movie is not a solid movie, but we still found positives. And I think that's a good, sometimes I feel like I need to get a little bit more negative, but in a constructive way. So I'm glad we did it.
I always say that, instead of doing negative reviews, I mean, I've written negative reviews. If you follow me on Instagram, I've done a lot of negative reviews, but I try to be consistent, and I don't want to tear something down if I don't have to. Do you know what I mean? But what I usually say now, what I've been saying the last couple of years, is just this movie wasn't for me. I wasn't the right audience. It wasn't my mindset, and this movie really wasn't for me. Like it should have been, but it's not.
It's not so bad. It's good.
No,
it's not super bloody.
Not enough Kate Beckinsale.
And so yeah, I mean, it definitely ended with a thud.
Yeah. So that's the question. That's the sort of 2 questions here. Like this is not a great place for the series to end, right? Like, do you know? No. I mean, I think I like the idea of Celine being in charge, being an elder. That makes sense to me.
Let her be in charge, and then bring in like a couple cool cast members to. I mean, she can still rip it up, Beckinsale.
Yeah. I conceptually I get it, but it's not a great end to this series. Do you want to reboot?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Everything gets rebooted. You know, I have no issues. So people get very angry about reboots, remakes, but it's our world. It's been our world since movies were made. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Great Train Robbery was remade. Like everything gets remade. Mm-hmm. Nosferatu, like that was just Dracula that they couldn't get the rights to. Mm-hmm. All the silent pictures were remade when sound came around. So everything's remade. Everything's prequeled. So I just want more vampires and werewolves in my life. So do it.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Don't do a TV show, movie.
I mean, TV show's been in the rumors for like 6 years. We'll see if that happens.
But, Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, like all these, Teen Wolf, I guess, work. But this is a movie with so much mythology. And like to pack a TV show, I mean, you would have to throw money at it. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people are going to throw money at this right now.
Mm-hmm. No. Like it would end up being on like TNT.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not great.
Just give me a movie. Remake it. Yeah. Reboot it.
Yeah. Who would be, I mean, I would, if we did a remake, like I want Samara Weaving in this because I love her and everything. Yeah. Love her. Just mean Samara Weaving.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, that's a good one. But she could pull off like Ruler, like an elder vampire in charge. You know what I mean? Like, don't mess with her.
Yeah. And I watched, who would be good? Jeez, Taylor Russell's cool. She's in the Escape Room movies. She's
Mm-hmm.
real cool.
Yeah.
I forget her name, but she's awesome in Zola. Just put the cast of Zola in a new Underworld movie. Do that. The cast of Zola.
Yeah.